Hey, welcome to the NextDrop Question. I'm Mohamed Ateia. This is a short conversation series where I ask one focused question to experts working at the front lines of water, contaminants, environment, and practical solutions. Hello from Milwaukee. Very happy today to speak with Dr. John Norton. John is the Director of Energy Research and Innovation at the Great Lakes Water Authorities, or GLWA. GLWA is not a small system, not at all. It operates one of the largest and most complex water and wastewater systems in North America, including the largest single-site wastewater treatment facility on the continent. That makes research and innovation very different. At this scale, new ideas have to work with real operations, real assets, real risks, and real communities. John recently received the Water Research Foundation's Research Innovation Award, an award very well deserved for John, which recognizes his work connecting utility needs, researchers, and practical implementations. So today, I want to talk to John about collaboration. How do utilities, researchers, consultants, technology providers work together in a way that produces something useful? And how do we make research matter inside large, complex water systems? So let's get to it. Okay, tell us, who are you? What you do?
My name is John Norton. I'm the Director of Research and Innovation for the Great Lakes Water Authority. We treat about 40% of the water for the state of Michigan, including Flint, at 5 drinking water treatment plants. And we treat about 30% of the wastewater for the state of Michigan at one of the largest wastewater treatment plants on the planet.
R&D. So that's where you focus.
Research and development of new and emerging technologies, and also research around risks to help us prioritize what we're doing and to get a better understanding of what the risks are so that we can appropriately respond to them in the future.
So John is known to be everywhere and working with everyone, and that can be even an understatement. Tell us more, like what motivates you and where are you heading with that energy?
Well, every damn thing is interesting. So we're a combined utility. We have source water monitoring, water treatment issues, water quality within the distribution system, pipelines, pipeline failures, $16 billion worth of water distribution mains
Wow.
under our ownership. It's only 800 miles. Reason being, they're about 96% of them are 4 foot in diameter or bigger. So big things, big failures, and they do fail. Our oldest pipe was installed in 1854. We still have about 2.5 miles of that pipe that's being used right now. And that's not the pipe that's going to fail. Some of the pipe that's failed most recently is only 20 or 30 years old, 40 years old.
Okay.
So the whole idea is getting ahead of the game there. Wastewater collection, we do have a 1.7 billion gallon per day central treatment plant. That even overloads at times. So we have combined sewer overflows with our treatment basins, and we settle and then disinfect and discharge. So we're treating sometimes a lot of water. Our collection system is another asset. And then it gets to the central plant, and we have a number of unit processes throughout the central wastewater treatment plant that we're looking at. Everything from our solids balance within the plant and our phosphorus fate and transfer to we can meet permit, down to a big project on wastewater disinfection and biosolids risks, biosolids land application, and biosolids waste to energy. So there's a lot of different stuff, and the idea is that if you can be interested in everything, but you still got to get something done. What do?
Collaborate.
You collaborate. Our water, if we make our water better, that doesn't mean that we're going to necessarily people aren't going to move to Detroit if the water's awesome, or necessarily move away if it's terrible. So we're not competing on the quality of our work. We're especially not competing on the quality of our wastewater treatment. The public doesn't know this. So we are and yet the problems are very huge. We ourselves can't fund our way out of do all the research to figure out all the problems. So the absolute best thing we can do is to take our little bit of research dollar and see how we can leverage it. So we work with a lot of projects with the Water Research Foundation, a number of projects that we fund with other research entities, but we are constantly collaborating with projects with utilities around North America and even other parts of the world to try to figure these problems out.
So you collaborate with engineering firms,
Yes,
academia,
yes,
other utilities.
yes,
These
even regulators.
These are, yeah, people are trying to address same issues, but inherently they come with different perspectives
And
set of priorities.
Yep.
How do you manage being in the middle of all of that?
Well, that's the best part of it too. And you have to have the right mindset. So if I'm sitting at a table with 20 other people and I have the absolute best idea out of all those 20 ideas, and trust me, that's very unlikely to happen. So I have the very best idea. If I still hear from every other stakeholder there and I get their opinion and their idea and their framework, I can make that idea that I've initiated better by understanding where they're coming from and why they don't see that it's better. And I can address that, I can address the weak points, and we make a stronger final solution. But more likely is that you don't have the best idea. And by listening to everyone out there, you can get their sense of the drivers, the constraints, the resource issues, the operations and maintenance issues, the issues you never would have thought of addressing or asking. You're like, wow, I didn't even realize that was a concern. Oh, it's a huge concern to us because of blah, 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 blah. And so by hearing that, you can pull together and you can make that idea phenomenal. But that's where the paradox of having a strong ego is you have to have a strong ego in yourself, a strong sense of self-esteem to have the comfort level to go have 20 other people or 19 other people tell you why your idea is wrong and here's a better idea. So if your idea is the absolute worst, but you listen to that, by the end of it gets to around the table back to you, you now have 19 different ways of improving that initial idea, or even just switching it completely to have the better idea. And that you get the best idea, but that takes a lot of self-confidence to be able to have 19 people going, that's bad and here's why, and that's bad and here's why. But you do that, that's a collaboration, and now you can get a better solution that everybody sees themselves part of.
It's an amazing model that you're building because people need to have more of these collaborative activities. People need to know how to, shift, adjust, and move just like for the sake of the collective good. I guess that's how I see it. And then, so what do you see? Like, we have this glimpse of hope activities happening. Where are you heading next? Like,
well, there's two different things there.
Okay.
And the first is you have to recognize in yourself where you have opportunities to learn. You can be a phenomenal engineer, but be a terrible manager. And if you don't recognize that, you're a terrible manager, you're not going to be a manager. Or if you are a manager, the first time you're promoted, you're going to do such a lousy job. That's where you're going to stay at. That's like the old Peter principle. You get promoted to your level of incompetence. So if you're constantly reflecting on how can I do better, and you realize these whole brand new areas that you had no idea where you could do better, and sort of address them and become less bad, you're improving yourself. You can be improved as a human being. So that's the personal side. The product development and the research side is also very critical because the researchers or the innovators will often talk about the valley of death. They come up with a great product and they go out to market it, and boom, there's this huge valley where they can't get through it and they die. One of the challenges with that is that what you have when you go out into the market is you have all of the actual product constraints that are relevant to that project success that you realize are there. You had no idea, or you're not even recognizing that they're there until the product fails. By having a better collaboration and discussion at the very front end, you can get the end users, you can get the researchers listening to the users, you can get the users telegraphing what their real issues are. You get that communication so you can start to solve what the issues are that are actually present and not the conjecture, not what you believe the issues are. And then we're cooking with gas.
I think that's a perfect point for us to stop, but I just wanted to tell you thank you for everything that you're doing, and just keep that energy, infectious energy up. And yeah,
Moha, you're an inspiration yourself. I see you out there doing this stuff, creating change, working towards the future. We all have to realize that we can inspire each other in our own special way. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That was the next drop question. Thanks for listening. See you next time.